Hi, so today I am going to do more of a strength yoga session because it's all nice doing the deep stretches and stuff, but what about getting your heart rate up and strengthening? I really feel that's important. So I'm going to do some standing poses and I'm going to do a flow, like a salutation flow kind of thing, if you want to follow. But to start, I'm just going to use the roller to stretch my back out. And I'm just going to start with a little back bend. And I'm just using the roller to stabilize, and I'm going to come into a forward bend. So I'm really dropping my head and my hands are just resting on the roller. And I take a deep breath in, exhale, and get deeper into the pose. And then I'm going to push on the roller to come up and go back into a back bend. So the roller really helps support my lower back, and coming up and dropping in to a forward bend. Release. And then coming up. Into the backward bend. And then coming back down. Dropping my head. And then coming up again. I'm going to let go of the roller. And now I'm going to do some side stretches. So I'm going to bring up my right arm. Left arm is crawling down the side of my left leg. And I want to be contained. That means if I'm between two pieces of glass, I'm fitting in there perfectly. So reaching my arm up, bringing up, coming up, and now going to the other side. So reaching over. So really being aware of that you're not falling forward or backwards, but you're dead in the middle. Wow. You can really move into this stretch with your breath. So. And then coming up. And then another stretch up. So clasping the hands and then pushing it up. Okay. And then holding the hands behind the back, clasping the hands, coming into a forward bend, hinging from the hips. Dropping over and bringing up the hands for a really great stretch in the shoulders. And I'm bending my knees and resting on top of them and completely releasing my head. So these are all preliminary stretches before I go into the salutations.
Now I'm going to release, and I'm going to come up into chair pose. So my knees are bent, my arms are on my ears, stretching forward for 3 breaths. And then coming forward, and then coming up, so rolling up.
Right now I'm going to go into the salutations. A little bit of a back bend there. Floating down
To the ground, knees are locked, soft, knees are soft. Coming up into flat back, stepping back into plank, okay? So holding plank for 3 breaths. And then pushing back into my heels to get the stretch in my calves, in my hamstrings. And now I'm going to come slowly down. I'm going to come all the way down to the ground. And then I'm going to come up
into upward dog. My knees are on the ground for this one. And then coming down,
curling my toes, coming into downward dog. So pushing into my feet, walking the dog, as I call it. Walking your dog. Head drops towards the knees. And you're stretching out from your hands. And I'm going to bend my knees and do a little jump between my hands, drop my head. Flat back. Drop back down and then come all the way up.
Reaching up. Slight back bend. Coming down.
Swan dive down. Drop the head. Exhale. Lifting up, flat back. And then I'm going to jump into plank. So holding the plank. Now I'm going to come down slowly and come up from there.
Chaturanga. So I'm looking up.
And then I'm going to come into downward dog. And I'm going to walk my dog again. Feels really good. I'm feeling the stretch on each side of my body when I do that. And then I'm going to jump lightly in between my hands. Drop the head. Exhale. Come up halfway. Drop again. And then coming up.
Reaching up. And going back into it. So coming down.
Into a swan dive. Release the head. Exhale. Coming up flat back. Back down. Jumping back into plank. Alright, we're going to do a variation here. So, right hand's in the middle. Stack your feet. And bring your left arm up. For 3. Okay, changing hands. Reaching up. Don't collapse in the middle. 2, 3 breaths. Coming back down. And chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. Bend the knees, jump in. Drop the head. And then coming up.
Backward bend. We're going into this flow now.
Up. Chaturanga. Downward dog. Jump. Drop the head. Bring up. Drop down again. Bring the arms up.
Getting ready to do another one like that.
Coming down. Touching the ground. Flat back. Chaturanga.
Coming up. Upward dog.
Downward dog. Exhale. Pushing back into the heels. And a very soft jump. Dropping the head. Flat back. Drop the head. Coming up.
Okay, now we're going to go into a standing pose. So we come back down.
Drop the head. Upward dog. Chaturanga.
Upward dog.
Downward dog. Bring the right leg up. Bring the knee to the chest and hold it. Come back up. Do that again. And now place your foot in front. And then this is Warrior 1 we're going to go into. Warrior 1, the back foot can either be turned out or it can be parallel. I'm going to try it like that.
So, reaching up. And it's got a back bend in this one.
And then coming down and lifting that back leg up. Drop your head. Use it as a counterbalance. So raise your leg up as high as you can. Bring that foot back down. Drop the head. Flat back. Drop, coming up. Come right back down again. Drop the head. Up. And then chaturanga. Up dog. Left leg up. Bring it through. Knee to chin if you can. Back up. Again. Back up. Place that foot between your hands. Coming up into Warrior 1. Knees bent on the front.
Really bend it. Coming back into a slight back bend. I'm losing my balance.
Okay, coming back up, raising the back leg, drop the head to the knee as much as you can. 3 breaths here. bringing that foot down. Let's go into a squat here. So this is how I like to do this one. I bring my palms together, my feet are slightly turned out, and my arms stretch my legs apart, and then I come up as much as I can. And just holding this for like 3 breaths. Okay. Coming up into forward bend. You can fold your arms and really drop into this to stretch the lower back. Let go of the head. The head is a big weighted ball. Exhale. Bring your hands. Coming into flat back. Dropping down and then coming up. And taking a pause here. So really just feeling into how your body feels. Is your heart rate up? Are you sweating at all? Just feel the energy surging around your body. Now we're going to come up again. Coming down. Flat back. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. Raise the right leg as high as you can. Bring it forward and coming into warrior 2. Cartwheeling your left arm across. And really drop into that front leg. Shoulders down. Arms out. And imagine your thighs like turning out. So you're turning out that way. You can look wherever you want. I mean, some people look here, or you can look here. I like to just go where my neck allows me to. And now we're going to do a reverse warrior 2. So left arm going down towards the knee. Right arm over the head. And then we're going to go into half moon. So bring that hand down on the ground, the right hand, and open up into half moon. Woo! Yeah. So I like to flex my foot. You can try pointing or flexing, but open up. Head is just kind of neutral. Alright, bringing that arm round. Back foot down. Let's go to the other side. So, back foot is slightly turned in. Again, like drop into the front leg. Legs are really activated in this pose. Shoulders down. Arms are activated. Fingers. See if you can get a little deeper into there. Okay, coming into reverse. Warrior 2. And then coming into half moon, bringing that left hand down, raising the back leg, arm up, everything is activated in this pose. It's a balanced pose as well. Find your balance. Okay, coming back down. I'm going to grab my block. So now we've got legs out, feet out. And you're just going to drop your head. If you can do it up to the floor, go ahead. I'm just going to drop onto my block. And then just stay here for about 3 breaths. Coming up. Now I'm going to twist, upper body, right arm up. Coming back down, same with the left. Good twist there. I'm going to come onto my forearms for another deeper stretch. Coming up, I'm going to bring my heel toe in. I'm going to go into another squat. And from here, I'm going to go into crow pose, if I can. So really dropping the tailbone down and reaching up with the spine. I'm going to place my hands on the floor. And then I'm going to come into crow. So my legs are balancing on my upper arms. Try again. Okay, going down. Back into. Whoops. So my wrists are feeling a little bit compromised, so I'm going to do this really nice stretch for my wrists, which is like this. I just put my hands to the ground the other way, and I'm just going to roll a little on there, and I really feel it in my wrists, like a really nice stretch, and you can regulate that pressure to what works for you. You can either do one hand at a time. I'm doing 2 hands at the same time, obviously. Okay. So while I'm here, I'm going to take advantage of this position. I drop my butt to one side, and then I'm going to come into a twist here. So twisting my whole upper body around. And then coming the other side, so dropping to the floor with my sitting bones, and then twisting the other way. And here I'm going to go into some forward bends. So personally, forward bends for me are very helpful. I am kind of stiff. You know, I don't have the greatest flexibility. And I like to use the roller with this, just to start to get into them. And I use the roller to help me ease into this forward bend. I'm bending from my hips, right,
not from my vertebrae in my back. Like my back is straight. I just need to take a deep breath, come deeper into it. And I'm bringing the roller right up to my toes. There really isn't a lot of weight on the roller. I'm just using it with my fingertips. Now I'm going to get rid of the roller. I'm going to grab my feet. So I have my hands halfway down my foot, and I'm just going to push my toes outwards, right? So I'm getting that traction. And again, I can regulate this to suit my needs. You do the same if you're following me. You need to self-regulate. Everybody is different. Dropping my head. So it's a fold, right? So think of like an ironing board and you fold it up. If any of you know what that is. Okay, coming up. That was good. That was very good. Okay, now I'm going to do another twist. So bringing the right foot into the left knee, coming up with the right arm forward bend, and then I'm going to wrap that arm around and clasp my hand and then come up and into a twist. And then coming out of that slowly, bringing the left foot in, raising up the left arm, forward bend, wrap that arm around, clasp your hand, coming into a twist the other way. So I'm pulling my body upright as much as I can, and then going deeper into that twist. I'm going to do another forward bend. So this is cross-legged. You can bring your glutes like out of the way. That helps you come up straighter. And now I'm going to forward bend with the roller and just really gently allow the roller to go away from me, which brings me into a forward bend. And I'm going to exhale. Coming up. Release my. I'm just going to do this as a stretch. And then I'm going to fold them the other way. Okay? So you start really upright and you're hinging at the hips. So the breathing really helps. So you inhale. Uncrossing the legs. Now I'm going to come into one of my really favorite poses. It was very difficult at first, excruciating, and now I'm like addicted to it. It is challenging for me still, so I've got my heels on the outside of my legs, and then I'm going to get my block in place because I'm going to support my neck. Okay, so I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to ease back into this using the roller as a way to come into it. And I'm going to place the block there. And I'm just going to take like 3 big breaths here. The roller, is across my upper back. And you can play with that placement. So I'm going to bring it down a little. That feels really good. So the reason I have the block under my head because my neck is compromised, and I have pain in my neck sometimes, and this really protects it. So I feel a little like vulnerable with my neck, but having the block there just totally helps me sink into the pose. I'm getting a massive stretch in the quads. And I'm actually using the roller as a way to breathe into the roller in my lower back. So now I'm going to come out of this, but it's really important to come out in a way that you're not going to stretch your back. So I'm just going to position the roller in a way to support me. And then I'm going to use my hands. Actually, I'm going to use my hands to press against the soles of my feet to come up like that. So I'm not using my lower back to come up. I'm going to come straight into child's pose. Up. So in the child's pose, I focus on my breath going into my vertebrae and creating space into each vertebrae. And I feel it. The more you can relate your breath to your body, you're going to get really incredible results. Okay, so that's typical of kind of like a more energetic, more of an energetic yoga session than what I've showed you that I do. I'm going to put on my timer, right, for 3 minutes because I'm going to do Shavasana, which is a resting pose. Okay, so I totally recommend that you do a resting pose after, even if you do 20 minutes of yoga or whatever. Rest. Okay, here we go. I'm going to start the timer. And in the resting pose, your feet are slightly turned out, your hands are up, your shoulders are down, and you really just allow the weight of your body to sink into the ground.
So there should be no tension in your body. Bringing up your left arm, turning onto your side. Bring your knees up, just resting for a couple of breaths here. Slowly coming up. How do you feel? Okay, so I'm going to finish with an arm. This is kind of, I consider this like toning. You want to join in with me? It'd be great. So just bringing the arms up, bringing the energy down, inhaling. Thank you, everybody. Namaste. Have a nice day. See you next time.